side. Yes.
What is this?
That's a lob wedge. That's a 60 degree. Yeah.
Is that all right?
That's okay. I mean, if you do well out of it, out of the bunker with that, then I recommend it. Typically, when you're further away, and that's what I'm going to go over now, when you're further away, you probably want a little more club. So it's almost like you're playing the golf course from the bunker. If I have this shot right here is a little bit closer, so if I'm gonna take a lob wedge typically if I'm gonna play this shot, and what I'm gonna do is very important with setup. It's a little bit different than your pitching and chipping. Does anybody know any important factors to a bunker shot that's gonna help you hit a good bunker shot?
Swing really hard.
Tips? Swing really hard.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, that might help. So basically in the bunker, when we were doing our chipping and pitching clinic, we were very centered. Ball was kind of in the center of our stance here. You know, club a little forward, and you know, weight a little forward. It's kind of similar in the bunker. The only difference is when we're in the bunker, we definitely want to get lower to the ball. That's very important. So you almost want to squat. So if this is my normal chip shot, I'm going to want to get just a little lower and a little wider with my stance too. So if I get wider, it allows me to base myself and give myself some good balance through the shot, and it's going to make it a lot easier to hit it solid basically. So we'll start with a lob wedge here. The ball position, I recommend being a little forward, maybe center. You don't want to go back with it. When you go back, you're going to hit ball first, because we're looking at about 1 inch to 2 inches behind the ball is what we're thinking. So with a lob wedge, I'm just going to be real smooth, and I'm going to try and pop the ball out and use the club and the bounce to be able to pop the ball out. So you don't have to swing hard typically to get the ball out of the bunker. It's just like any pitching and chipping shot. It's all about keeping the motion going. So if I go into the shot and I give up, of course I'm not going to hit it very far. It's going to die out, and you can also pick up speed. And if you pick up speed, you're going to get a lot of different things like that. I can get way under it, or I can thin the heck out of it and hit it, you know, 60 yards. So basically what you want to do is you want to always keep yourself centered. So you want to get a good base, get those feet nice and wide, dig yourself in, and also you can choke up about 1 inch on the club. That's also helpful because you're not hitting a big shot. So you choke up about 1 inch, and it's just momentum. Gets the ball out.
Should your toes be open?
Yes, you definitely want to be a little open in the bunker. I think it's helpful because you're doing a lot of upper body motion. You're not doing a lot of, you know, this with your hip turn. It's a lot of chest, shoulders, arms. So you're trying to keep a good base with your body, and it's a slight hip turn, but it's not a full, you know, full-on golf swing hip turn. So we want to get a good base, and we're just basically motioning like this. We're moving our hips, but we're, like I say, we're not doing a complete rotation like we would in a full golf swing. So we're basically going up and going down in a nice good motion. Now, someone like myself, I like to hit a lob wedge even to that far pin. I wouldn't recommend that for somebody else, which is where you can take the sand wedge, and it's the same thing. And this is where I talk about distance out of the bunkers. So I can take a sand wedge now since I'm a little further, and I can almost make the identical swing that I made to this hole because now I have a little less loft on the club. So I'm going to go for that pin. I'm going to make the same swing, and it's going to come out just a little bit further. Does everybody see that? So it's basically, you know, I'm really trying to imagine almost hitting the shot fat, because you want to hit behind it.